what kind of life he leaded. I don't know if he was a good enough guy to get that type of thing. I'm not into that celebrity dick. Happy birthday, rest in peace, get well soon shit for celebrities. So if he deserved it through the things he did in life, may he get that sort of condolence from the people around him that knew him. But let's get into it. Irv Gotti. Is it weird that he just drops away at 54? I mean, is the black male life expectancy going down because black male seems to be dying younger now? Or was it some foul play? I always thought it was very interesting that 50 Cent and Fat Joe squashed their beef the way they did and said the things they said. That they was gonna pay for the investigation, and that was weird that Chris Lady just passed away like that. He committed suicide or whatever. So 50 Cent and Fat Joe was like, they're gonna fund the investigation and but then during the investigation it just takes a turn and a halt and has to stop because a stronger powers that be is rivaling the powers that be that they put into play. People don't really know that. People don't really know that part. That after they spun this fancy, expensive investigation to see if Chris Lighty really committed suicide, that somewhere during the investigation, like a year down the line, like it was receiving a lot of resistance, and they couldn't tell why. And it's because somebody else in the department was on the other side, right? So what that got to do with anything? It's just weird how it's been. Then you see people think that Fat Joe and Irv Gotti and Fat Joe and them have a beef because of the verses. The verses just gave them a physical chance and stuff, and it gave Fat Joe a reason to disrespect Irvin him to his face by calling the girls bees, and then everybody laughing instead of doing something about it. Then he talking about later on he felt about it, and now they was going back and forth. And people was like, "Why Fat Joe and Irv got beef?" People couldn't tell what was going on. Irv Gotti never liked Chris Lady. Irv Gotti never liked Chris Lady. So people thought it wasn't that Chris Lady took his own. People thought he had assistance in it and somebody that was strong, you know what I'm saying, had somebody go do what they did and had him, taken out. There was supposedly a letter. There was coke left behind. There was a whole bunch of things, right? 50 Cent wasn't feeling that. And then we have present day when you're like, rest in peace, Irv Gotti. It just makes you wonder, did he pass of natural causes? Or was it like some foul play? Was it some revenge? Was it a vengeance going on? Like how did Irv just pass away like that? And the beef that him and Fat Joe just grew to have over the smallest reason when they was mad cool. All our lives growing up, we knew them to be cool. Irv Gotti and Fat Joe and Murder Inc. And honey got a hundred clips. And I'm from New York. I'm doing this with you because I already don't like 50 Cent because of the how to rob. But he was dissing me and Big Pun calling us 400 pounds without a gun. How you gonna catch me, son? And they had a little, so it was funny how 50 and Fat Joe came together and the way they did it in front of the world. They was like making sure they gave dap in front of the camera. Like, yo, man, F all that, man. We cool. And then they big each other up. And then, you know what I'm saying? They start, all of a sudden, two people who had beef no longer have beef and have a common enemy. And now that enemy's gone. Just saying. I'm just saying. Good morning, good morning. We here early in the morning doing a live. I'm just saying. Give me 2 seconds so I can do something on the other screen. Now they sending me messages. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying. I had to read the message. I'm just saying. It's just to me, it's weird, man. Things in the industry are not how they appear to be. And when you listen to stuff, when you gotta listen to certain things. When it comes to the industry, it's really, really funny. Like if you listen to stories, you gotta listen to solid stories. Don't go listen to stories from people who wasn't there. And you gotta listen to the Prodigy book, to Choke No Joke. I'm not talking about Jaguar Wright and Tasha K. I'm talking about listening to the people who tell the stories of the hood things, how they happen, like E Moneybags and Jay-Z, and how E Moneybags not here no more. But nobody ever says Jay-Z had nothing to do with that. Jay-Z had something to do with that. Jay-Z had something to do with that. He made it clear he had something to do with that when he introduced H Moneybags. I'm replacing you with your namesake. So you have to cease to exist. You're gonna perish. But guess what? I don't want that heat. So when E Moneybags perish, so does H Moneybags. Yeah. Yes. You know how the industry do, but we don't pay attention. We don't pay attention. We see this and we let them go like this and go look over there, and then we look over there, even though we was paying attention to what happened, like Young Dolph murder. Nobody thinks Young Dolph murder had to be signed off on by many levels above. hey, try to come to our record label. We trying to sign Young Dolph to our record label. He don't want to sign to our record label because you're always at an all-white party with his op. Who his op? Yo Gotti. What is Yo Gotti famous for? Yo Gotti's music sucks. From way back to all white to his music always sucked. Yo Gotti was trash, and he looks out of place. How do you market? This is what I'm saying. People gotta pay attention. You can't market Yo Gotti. How the hell did he stay in our face like that? Lowest record sales, low single sales. He was never a popular progressing artist. He was always a failing artist. How does he stay there? You gotta look at the shoulders he rubbing. There's a meeting that's had on a certain level. Yo, Young Dolph is beginning to be a problem. PRE, the war is heating up. They're taking out our people. It's trying to take him out. We gotta put a full out frontal assault to take him out to stop the beef, so we could win. And it looked good for rap. What happens? What happens? What happens? A sloppy hit. It's always like that too. Young Dolph was a sloppy hit. It was an emergency rush job. FBG Duck was a sloppy hit. It was an emergency rush job. We just have to do it now. Why they be fiending to do it like that? All the other hits these people be involved in that we don't know about, we just hear them rap about. We don't know if it's true, but we hear them rap about all the time. It will never be sloppy. Why these ones be sloppy like that? Because that person at the top just wants it done. And the person at the top know it's levels to go through before you get to them, even with a Rico. So they like, these people, if it do come down to it, those people will get in trouble first, and they're not going to tell because they think I'm going to get them out. That's why it look funny. That's why you see Lil Durk locked up. It's like, damn, what happened? Because it was a sloppy hit. It was a fiend out sloppy hit. I'm just saying. Young Dolph was a sloppy ass hit. And you see the people going to jail now. They trying to say that Yo Gotti put a bag on his head. How Yo Gotti put that bag on his head, man? Come on, man. Let's be serious. Man, well, he brought out Glorilla. He's rich. This stuff happened before Glorilla. The Glorilla thing is shining light on and shielding Yo Gotti from the scrutiny of, did you have Young Dolph killed? Because how the fuck is Lil Durk sitting in jail for Lil Durk sitting in jail for a Rico murder to hire and Yo Gotti not and Jay-Z not? Yo Gotti has this meeting with some people. Word has to get to Jay-Z. This the label that was Rock Nation was trying to sign him. Rock Nation is just Rockefeller. Do you hear the Dame Dash story? This is what I'm saying. Things are so funny in the industry. Things are really funny in the industry. This is why I think Fat Joe and 50 Cent had something to do with Irv Gotti passing, to get their revenge back on Irv Gotti having something to do with, it was two people too. It wasn't just one person that passed. It was Chris Lighty, and there was another dude who was beefing with Diddy who suddenly just took his life, like Rashid or something. His first name was like Rashid. He was from the Source or something like that. People gotta remember, man. Excuse me. People gotta remember, the industry weird and wiry. So is the NBA. You start hearing people tell stories. Yo, you know what solidified the LeBron is like a slimy version of Jay-Z in the NBA? When Carmelo tells the story about how LeBron slammed him for Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith. Yeah. But to be honest, when you in that light in that field, in that arena, you don't mind going to the better team and winning a championship. We wasn't going to win no championship with Carmelo Anthony. That's all LeBron had to do. That's all Jay-Z used to do. Jay-Z used to drop on everybody's day that he fucked with. That was so crazy. But them niggas don't understand. Beanie Siegel don't understand. He helped y'all sell more records like that. Y'all just wouldn't understand. He helped y'all record be a long-term selling record. So you wanted to sell an extra 100,000 with Jay-Z not being there, but because of him dropping all your day, you sold the extra 300,000. It just took longer to get there, but it was a steady climb, and it kept you on the radio during the climb. It's very smart. 50 Cent didn't do that with Lloyd Banks and them. So on their second drops, not their first drops, on their second albums, all their second albums, the music started decreasing and declining on the radio after the album dropped. The day of and after the album dropped. Like Lloyd Banks had a good ass song with Kerry Hilson. He used to start off like that. Some shit with Kerry Hilson, and it was rocking. It was for Rotten Apple, and then the day after his album played, you could barely hear it, and then just like 2 weeks later, you didn't hear no Lloyd Banks on the radio. Same thing with Young Buck. Young Buck shit took long because he from the South, he had more of a, but then you just didn't hear none of that. So Jay-Z did help them out. But then you just think about the meetings Jay-Z, you gotta think about all the meetings Jay-Z shook his, nodded his head yes, signed his head, thumbs up to, and somebody dropped after. I ain't had a cat, but that's my time.